Now to the elections and the GOP's strong showing. Today, White House spokesman Robert Gibbs tried to downplay the results, saying voters focused on local issues. But the fact is, Democrats lost in 2 states where President Obama won last year. In New Jersey, Republican Chris Christie beat Governor John Corzine by 4 points. It wasn't even close in Virginia. Republican Robert McDonnell won by more than 17 points over Democrat Cree Deeds. However, Democrat Bill Owens did win a House seat in upstate New York that Republicans have held since 1872. That race got a lot of attention after several national figures, including Sarah Palin, backed the Conservative Party candidate. Here in New York City, billionaire Mayor Mike Bloomberg won a 3rd term, but his 5-point margin of victory was much closer than expected. And in Maine, 53% voted to repeal a new law that would have legalized same-sex marriages. So what does all this mean? For that, we turn to the best political team in the business. Bob Schieffer is chief Washington correspondent and the host of Face the Nation. Jeff Greenfield is our chief political correspondent. Jeff, the spend cycle is on overdrive today by both sides. But when you look at the results, what is your takeaway?
For me, the striking finding is the dramatic move of independents to the Republicans. You look at Virginia, where Obama and McCain split that independent vote. Last year, independents went 2-1 for Republican McDonnell. In New Jersey, where Obama won independents in 2008, they went for Christie over Corzine 2-1. Now, this doesn't mean that voters were anti-Obama because neither Republican went after Obama. I think it really suggests this overriding sense of anxiety that the exit polls show. 89% in New Jersey, 85% in Virginia, worried about the economy, is going to make it really tough for the party in power that happens to be the Democrats.
Bob, you think it has a lot to do with the candidates as well?
I think what we saw last night were snapshots. I don't think we saw predictors. I mean, in Virginia, Obama won Virginia because he carried the urban-suburban vote in northern Virginia, the suburbs around Washington, and he got a big African-American turnout. So what did the Democrats do? They run someone for governor who is a rural candidate who's little known in northern Virginia and who could not seem to connect with the African-American voters. So he got beat, and he got beat bad. Most people thought that was going to happen, and it did. And in New Jersey, Corzine, the governor, was just so unpopular that I think he just didn't have a chance from the get-go. So I think these were races about New Jersey and Virginia. I don't think they told us much, except that people are very frustrated out in the country. The economy is bad, and when the economy is bad, that is never good for the party in power.
One of the surprising results last night was the victory in the 23rd congressional district in upstate New York of a Democrat. The Republicans had held that seat for, 100 years? Is this a cautionary tale for the national GOP, Jeff, in a way?
It might be. It's a unique event because it was local Republican leaders who picked a candidate that was just too liberal on social and some economic issues for a lot of conservatives. And then you had a stream of Republicans, not just conservatives, but people like former New York Governor Pataki endorsing the Conservative Party candidate, I think, to get their bona fides. And that split that vote, and a Democrat walked in. I think it may be a little cautionary in terms of those conservatives who are anxious to challenge Republicans they regard as too moderate or too liberal.
Finally, Bob, what impact do you think these elections will have on health care legislation? Do you think some conservative Democrats might be a little more nervous about supporting it?
I think that's exactly right, Katie, and I think they're going to be more nervous about supporting it. If we do see any impact of these elections, I think it will be on the health care legislation, and it may set it back a bit.
All right. Bob Schieffer and Jeff Greenfield, gentlemen, thank you so much.